You know that feeling when you're underwater and you just, like, don't know which way is up?
Oh, yeah, like the weight of the whole world is literally caving in on you.
Right. And today, well, we're taking a look at a blueprint for surviving that exact feeling in this deep dive. We're analyzing the raw lyrics from the music video All Out of Time by Hi-Rez and Jordan Meyer.
Yeah, the whole premise tackles that terrifying moment when it feels like, the clock ran out of spin, as the song says.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Because they don't start with some cheesy motivational poster, They take you straight into the pit.
Yeah, they really do. We're talking real world struggles here, like a love walking away or losing a job and staring at an empty wallet.
Right, and relying on pills because, as they say, the lows never fade.
Yeah, and they even hit on those suicidal whispers that falsely promise peace in the grave.
Wow, yeah. It's like being caught in a psychological riptide, where depression just actively tries to lock you in the shade and keep you under.
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture of human resilience, there's a clinical concept at play here called radical acceptance.
Oh, right.
Because you can't rewire a nervous system by, lying to it about the danger it's in.
That makes so much sense.
Right. By validating these brutal lowest points, like being on the wrong side of the road, the artists are building immediate trust. They aren't offering toxic positivity.
Yeah, they are deliberately sitting in the dark with you before asking you to move.
Exactly.
But, sitting in the dark obviously isn't the end game, right? Once the song validates that pain, it goes right after the mental trap that keeps you stuck there.
You mean the belief that it's simply too late to change?
Yes, exactly. They drop this line, 16 to 60, rock bottom, any age, and claim that hope doesn't actually expire, it just waits for your consent.
Right.
But wait, here's where it gets really interesting. Telling someone who is, relying on pills that hope just waits for your consent, that sounds dangerously close to telling them to just cheer up.
Yeah, I can totally see how it sounds like that.
Right. How does this not fall into that trap?
Well, what's fascinating here is how they avoid that exact pitfall. Giving consent to hope isn't about pretending the pain didn't happen. It's a profound cognitive reframe.
Okay, how so?
The song insists your past mistakes aren't a permanent record of failure. They specifically frame every scar as just a story of how you'll prevail.
Oh, wow. I like that.
Yeah, so giving consent to hope is really about shifting your timeline. You aren't permanently broken, you're just in the messy middle of a narrative. It's the difference between a period and a comma.
A period and a comma. You're in the middle of the story, not the end.
Right.
It's far less exhausting than thinking you have to start a whole new life from scratch. And that realization, it forces a shift in action.
Because the lyrics start throwing out these active verbs, like rebuild what was shattered, reclaim what they stole, turn grief into greatness.
Yes, and there's this strong spiritual grounding, too, that God is always present through the storm. And they do something radical here. They completely divorce the symptom from the person with the line, anxiety, depression isn't your identity.
Which is huge.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, when you're facing your own storms?
Well, this raises an important question about how we label ourselves when we're suffering. When you're in the pit, the depression feels like who you are rather than what you're experiencing.
Right, it completely consumes you.
Exactly. The lyrics actively strip away that victim mindset. They address the audience directly as kings and queens manifesting a comeback.
I love that. Kings and queens.
Yeah, by reminding you that losses are lessons, they are fundamentally helping you rewrite your identity from someone who failed to someone who is just gathering the necessary data to rise.
Because ultimately, you're greater than the mess. That's the core takeaway here. No fall is permanent.
Right. Even if you feel stuck on the wrong side of the road right now, the story is really just beginning.
The clock hasn't run out of spin.
No, it was just waiting for you to wind it back up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's leave you with this final thought. If hope is simply waiting for your consent and your current scars are just a story of how you will prevail, what is the very first sentence of the new chapter you're going to write today?